Welcome back. It's my 6th anniversary as a YouTuber. Six. 6 years I've been doing this. Granted, recently I have not been doing that much. Um, I need to show off what I've been doing in gaming lately because I haven't been on my gaming channel in forever. But there's a game that I've been wanting to show off. Wandroid Chronicles. Um, I have misgivings about it, but I still wanted to show it off. Oh, and by the way, yes, I went to go and see Rush at Fort Worth. I had two tickets to two shows. The first one was like their second show in Fort Worth, and the third one had tickets to the show where Getty got laryngitis, and then they rescheduled, and I went to the rescheduled show. I was absolutely blown away. I'd never seen Rush in concert before, so it was new to me. But I have been watching all their concert videos, and God forbid, Geddy Lee sounds better now than he did in their R40 shows. He really belted out the songs in the first show. Now, after he came back from having laryngitis, he was a bit more reserved, but he still sang extremely well. Alex's playing is crisp and clear. Just like in the Juno Awards show, you're going like, dude, that sounds like a studio performance. I mean, he was so accurate. But, you know, it was thoroughly enjoyable. And to be opening with Xanadu, that was just absolutely wonderful. I got to see two shows. One where they played 2112 in its entirety, all 7 suites. Second time in their history. And then the other show, I got to see the entirety of Moving Pictures. So I got to see 2 of the set lists that they had. Yes, they're playing like, I think it's 3 set lists in this tour. And what I understand, they're recording the Toronto shows for a DVD release. No surprise to me, absolutely. I knew they were going to be doing that. And I'm looking forward to that too, because they got Amy Mann to come back and do Time Stand Still with them. I hope they put that performance in the DVD, because having Amy Mann doing Time Stand Still with them was just a rarity at the beginning of the tour, and then to be able to do it again in Toronto, I thought that was amazing. A couple of things I wanted to call out, shout outs to my friends. Lyle Draper, my friend from East Texas State University, he and I co-wrote a story called Cream of Squid Soup. And when I went to go see them in Fort Worth, he lives in Fort Worth. When I went to go and see Rush there, I stopped and I had lunch with Lyle twice. And then again, when I went back up for the second show, he gave me permission to publish that story. So I'm putting together a second edition of my anthology, including Cream of Squid Soup, and a couple of other things I've added to it. And I've updated the preface in the hardback edition, the infamous EpiPen edition, which is horribly overpriced to protest healthcare industry pricing and responsibilities or lack thereof. But anyway, I'm looking forward to releasing this with the Cream of Squid Soup story. I need to do a couple of cosmetic changes to the outside of the book, and I need to update the facing pages formatting inside, so that, you know, stories start on the right side of the book instead of the left side. So I need to fix that. My wife is getting me into these, or ice machine. My wife is getting me into these Prime Bites protein bars, or brownies. They're brownies, they have a Rice Krispies treats. She said the Rice Krispies treats are kind of hard, but she got me these Prime Bites. And of course, I'm still drinking Spindrift. Blood Orange Tangerine, still my favorite flavor. And another thing I wanted to show off, oh, by the way, Lyle and I were taking turns paying for lunch, something I still have to make up for with Maverick Bone, not Bone, Bon, I can't remember how to pronounce his name, B-O-H-N. He came down and met me for lunch several years ago now, and I was at work, and so I left work and I met him at a sandwich shop nearby, and we sat and ate lunch and talked for about an hour. But I'd forgotten my wallet, so he had to pay for lunch. So I owe him lunch, and we still haven't made up for that. But so remember, Maverick, I owe you lunch. But Lyle and I took turns paying for lunch because that's what friends do. We take turns treating each other. And it was really great. Lyle's a great guy. He really is. He's got a great sense of humor, very intelligent, and really a great guy. He's an umpire. So I found that so surprising. He actually umpires for baseball teams. And he said he just kind of got into that by accident. I thought that was so funny. But he still does it. But anyway, looking forward to seeing Lyle again. I'm going to send him copies of this book when I finish publishing it, second edition. And the same thing with the poetry collection, because one of my poems was inspired by a quote from Lyle. Life is a drug. So that I've got the second edition of that working too. This is the proof edition of the prose book. Like I said, I got to do some cosmetic fixes to it, but I'll be releasing it soon enough. But the poetry collection, I have not gotten the proof copy of it yet. It should be here sometime next week. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, real excited about, is Shachi's Spice Girls sauces. She finally got her website up and running, and she's selling tikka masala sauce. I made it for my family, it's about 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago now. I just bought one jar, and it wasn't quite enough to make a meal for a family of 4. Basically, it turned out to be more of a glaze because of how little we had for it. But this time I ordered 3 jars of it, so I should have plenty. And I decided to try her tomato chutney. Haven't tried it yet. And tomatillo chutney, which again, haven't tried it yet. Been kind of nervous to try those two. But the tikka masala sauce, delightfully smooth, creamy, wonderful stuff. And I forgot to grab. And she handwrites notes. But this probably will not continue if her business really takes off. She won't be able to write individual personalized notes for each order once she gets really widespread, which I'm hoping this will do it. But she said, "Thank you for your order. Is it safe to assume that tikka masala is your current favorite?" Yes, it is. Share socials and drop us a line. We would love to hear from you. By the way, I don't know if I ever mentioned Shachi. I acknowledged her in my acknowledgments for my book, Turning to Study Particle Physics. Let me grab that too. I gotta find it again. Hack 443. Yes, I listed her in the acknowledgments. So I should probably send her a copy of this, because I wouldn't ask her to buy a copy of it. But I'll have to make sure and get the address. One thing I wanted to say, Shachi, in case you're watching, I would love to have a coffee cup with the Adya logo on it. When you open up that restaurant, I just absolutely fell in love with the logo. I'd love to go to Anaheim and visit the restaurant. But I think the furthest west that I've been recently has been Las Vegas for a concert several weeks ago. Now it's actually a couple of months ago. But one of these days I need to get over to Anaheim and visit your restaurant. But I'd love to have like a t-shirt or a coffee cup with the Audio logo. I love that logo. The flame just absolutely comes to life. But yes, we are going to be making tikka masala again tonight. And she said, P.S. we got your note about korma sauce, working on it. So I'm looking forward to getting korma sauce from her website eventually too. But right now, I'm ordering this stuff pretty much weekly now because this stuff is really good. But enough about that. Plans for me for my channel next year, or the rest of this year maybe. I haven't been doing a whole lot of YouTubing lately. I mean, I did that stint where I dumped a bunch of AI generated cartoons, and that pretty much has now pigeonholed my channel as being a home of AI slop. So recommendations are probably just not going to recommend my videos anymore until I call and say, hey, take that off, because you have to call, and sometimes they don't even bother telling you that that's on there. But anyway, so that's my fate. I may eventually just stop being a YouTuber, I don't know. But I just keep my account open because sometimes I just have something I need to say. And saying it in a YouTube video is really still the best thing to do, as long as you can present. But my next plan is to do a video of making my spaghetti sauce. I have a blog entry for it, but that's like over 14 years old, and I'm sure I've updated my recipe since then. But yeah, I need to work with my daughter to do the filming of it. I want to make it more of a cooking style video rather than like a vlog. So it'll be shorter, more concise, more to the point, instead of just me talking while I'm doing that. And I'm probably also going to do the 9-cheese pizza thing again, because the first time we did it, it really didn't turn out all that good. I think my kids helped me make the pizzas, and to be honest, I think they didn't quite get the point of how to make that pizza. It's supposed to be horrifically hedonist, just an overwhelming amount of cheese, and they were very conservative in their sprinkling of cheese. There's a reason I shredded that much cheese. It all is supposed to go on the pizza. It's supposed to be pizza so thick you can't even hold it up with a hand safely. But anyway, the thing to look forward to is my spaghetti sauce video. I want to make that famous all over the world. But I think that's all I need to say right now, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. I'm going to edit some stuff out though. What else did I need to show off? Oh, and buy physical media. Stop with this subscription crap. By the way, when I'm writing, I use an older version of Microsoft Word because I don't want to subscribe to Microsoft Office just because I have a copy of their word processor. It's a product, not a service. I don't see why I should have to be subscribed to a Microsoft update service or notification service just because I use a product. But anyway, that's not going to get into that rant. So yeah, 6th anniversary, kind of so.